Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul, joined by Jack Weinberger, Robert Ziggy Ziegler, and producer Zach, coming from the Boar's Gym and Tavern studios here at the Paul Farrington Show. Guys, if you're enjoying these videos, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We've been having a lot of fun interacting with everyone the past few weeks. Has been awesome. Past few weeks have been awesome on this channel. Week 4, we had the giveaway. Remember, we have our Pick'em Challenge, and the winner of the Week 4 giveaway was, and please DM us on our Instagram or email us at paulfarringtonshow.com so we could send you a t-shirt. I don't know who ESPN fan 6900231044 is. No idea who that could be.
He won the Pick'em?
Yep, ESPN fan.
That's me.
Yeah,
that's ESPN fan 69044 whatever.
What was the record? What do you do?
They had 12 picks correct this week. So I think that's 12-4, 120 points on ESPN. There were a bunch of people tied with 110, including me, including Ziggy, including my father. But ESPN fan 6900231044 was the one who won. So if you email us at paulfarringtonshow@gmail.com, send us this little screenshot showing like your bio and everything. I don't know. Let's just do honor system here.
Just prove it's your account.
Yeah, just prove it's your account.
Where did I finish? Where I finished or no?
No idea where you finished.
I think I was pretty bad.
Not on the first page. That's all I looked at.
I think I was pretty bad.
I mean, you can only be right so many times.
For second. That's a good comeback performance. I've had a rough run on the Pick'ems.
Yeah, tied for second is pretty good. Consider. Oh, well, you didn't miss a week. Jack missed a week, so I wonder where. Jack is.
Well, I'm 22-22 overall.
I will have to check your full standings. Producer Zach, falling apart. Didn't see him anywhere on the.
Maybe I'm 9.
Oh, you're 9? Oh, then I think I'm 6 or something. So
I'm 38-26.
That's pretty good. All right, that's pretty good. That's this unnecessary strife for me. Remember, you can join the Pick'em League.
A lot of strays. You even started the show with the countdown and not me.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I say 3, 2, 1, go and hit the record button.
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Paul just comes out of here out of nowhere.
I mean, maybe I'm getting used to. I'm used to
3, 2, 1, record.
Who do you think you are, Paul? Know your role.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying.
It's like you think the show is your name on it.
The show's my name, but we do have producer Zach for a reason. I mean, I am out of line there, trying to self-produce.
When he shows up.
Yeah. If you want to join the Pick'em League, you can become a member. Go to our channel homepage, click join. You could join the Pick'em pool. You really, at this point, can't compete for the season-long contest, but every few weeks we have an individual competition where we'll do shirt giveaways, merch giveaways. It'll be a lot of fun. So we encourage anyone to join in there and just see how you do week to week against us. It's always fun. If you can't catch us on YouTube, you can always listen on audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere where you listen to your pods. And last but not least, in the description, check out the merch shop. If you can't win the competition, you can still get a shirt, right? Just go over there and, we're going to try and get a lot more shirts up as the season goes on. But there are a few that people seem to enjoy for the most part.
How much do you think people would pay for a used Ziggy worn shirt? Like more, right?
Autographed?
For sure. No, just Ziggy wore it in the past. I mean, I'd pay extra for that for sure.
Like a game-worn jersey.
I'd pay upwards of $1,000 for a used Ziggy shirt.
Like if we auctioned off this shirt from the episode.
Yes, but it has to be unwashed.
All right, now it
has to be
now
unwashed.
It becomes weird. Now it goes from a jersey.
My washing machine broke today, so
there you go. So an unwashed, used, show-worn Ziggy shirt, I'd pay $1,000 for that. I feel like most people would too.
I actually had a thought today, guys.
What's
that just means I'm trying to find a way to comfortably move on.
What are you, like Buzz Lightyear?
To infinity and beyond. Is there any better running back wide receiver duo in NFL history that you guys can think of off the top of your head than Adrian Peterson and Randy Moss? Like a team's all-time duo?
Bell and Brown. Team's all-time duo?
Yeah, team's all-time duo. There's one I can think of competing with Moss and Peterson.
What are you thinking? Like Walter or Torrey Holt and Marshall Faulk?
You shut your mouth, Ziggy. Come on. Let's get serious on this show.
Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders.
That's the only one. That's the only one I can really think of that you can put in comparison.
What are like Franco Harris and Lynn Swann?
Yeah, it's good, but that's not touching AP and Moss. Like who else is up there?
Frank Gore around with
If you just
Rice?
stop it, Frank Gore.
Oh, what about Frank Gore and Jerry Rice?
Frank Gore's not touching Adrian Peterson.
I'm telling you, Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk, just as good.
No, they're awesome players. Falk is probably closer to Peterson than Holt's.
Is there any chance that Jerry Rice, Roger Craig wins just because Jerry Rice is so good?
That's what I was thinking. There's a few players like you have to the way I look
Roger
at it.
Craig wasn't a scrub.
No, Roger Craig was awesome, but he's not. He doesn't touch Peterson, and Moss is close enough to Rice that I mean, some people like Moss more.
I got it.
You got it.
Jim Brown and Amari Cooper.
Oh,
Right.
Eric Dickerson and Brandon Cooks. No offense. No need for Brandon Cooks to catch a stray. He's a very good receiver. I just can't think of anyone else. When you think of the Bears have Sayers and Walter Payton, but just no receiver there.
Brandon Marshall.
Yeah. I mean, but that's I don't know. I think that's probably it. Bo Jackson with the Raiders, but you really don't have Bo didn't play.
Antonio Brown, but sane.
Insane.
Yeah, what about Sane AB?
I think Sane AB and Bettis is close. That's a good one.
AB Bettis.
There are a lot of really good ones.
Franco
but I don't
Harris.
think anyone.
Larry Zonka, Tyreek Hill.
Another really good one, but who are you taking?
Larry Zonka wasn't even a running back.
Well, would you guys take Peterson and Moss or
Yeah, he was
Calvin and Barry Sanders? I mean, I feel like a lot of people would take Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson.
I haven't seen Barry Sanders play. I've only seen AP.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd go AP because I grew up watching him. So I don't really know much about Barry. I just know he was good.
Lad McConkey and LaDainian Tomlinson.
Lad McConkey and DeAndre Swift for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, Julio Jones and anyone? Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. But so let us know in the comment section if you can think of any running back wide receiver duo to beat my Vikings duo of Moss and Peterson. Please let me know.
Me and Ziggy.
I think we could keep going. Moss and Peterson, Jefferson. We could go all day here. The Vikings. What 3 wide receivers, a running back? Moss, Carter, Jefferson, Peterson. That's the best too.
And how many Super Bowls?
Yeah, I know. I get it. Power rankings. All right. So
This is the
last
best
power,
segment,
this is like the elephant in the room here. The last power ranking, Ziggy just went rogue, crazy, and we thought we were shot.
I feel bad because afterwards I texted you guys and said I made a mistake. I should have swapped the Bengals and the Ravens, and if I'd done that, it actually would have been pretty good. But I screwed up. I forgot that Jack was going to put the Steelers at 2, no matter what I said.
Well, that's part of it though, and I can't fault you for picking the team that you had on your list right there. But yeah, you also didn't account for Jack.
I think we're still at 2. By the way,
so that's why it's a team sport here. It's a team sport.
I think we're still at number 2. I'm dead serious.
The rankings are going to start with me this week at number 10, then Jack 9, Ziggy 8, and we continue rotating from there. Zach, I feel like Zach should be given a veto, just in case if someone goes crazy, really crazy.
No Zach veto.
No Zach veto.
No, there's no
Okay.
He can complain.
Okay.
He can officially dissociate, but he doesn't get a veto.
No, there's no veto.
Okay, Zach is allowed to disassociate himself from the power rankings if need be.
Because the 3 of us, we're tied into this of a pact. But Zach, because he's not involved, he can say, I reject this.
Okay, so I have don't look.
Your
at
list
Zach.
looks terrible.
Don't look at this.
His
Jack,
list is
you're
awful.
ruining the game. Come on.
There are 3 teams that are contending for my number 10 spot. I'll reveal them at the end here. But I am going to have a new entrant into the top 10 with the Washington Commanders in the 10 spot. And it feels like it might be a little early to put them there. But Jaden Daniels has me really excited the way he's played these past 2 weeks in particular. The defense is playing a little better. They just blew out Arizona, dominated in Cincinnati. The score is close, but their offense, we said it yesterday, he's thrown less incompletions than he's been on scoring drives. So I have to put the Commanders at 10 this week. And it's kind of fun to get a little fresh blood in these power rankings. So Washington 10.
I'm 9.
I worry a little bit because by the efficiency numbers, the Commanders have far and away the worst defense in the entire NFL. But I think you can defend putting them up there just because the offense is so good. And I think there's a realistic hope that the defense, maybe it'll continue to be bad, but the worst in the NFL by a wide margin, I don't think that'll continue.
I think 10's crazy because I have them at 4. So
God, I'm really happy I put them at 10.
The last 2 weeks are the best team in the league.
We'll revisit that.
Not even close to the best team in the league. I have the Commanders at 4.
All right, at the end, I'm writing this down. We're coming back.
They won on the road at Ziggy's precious Cincinnati. Then they won by 30 points against Ziggy's precious Cardinals. They looked amazing.
There's no way I can rattle off a bunch of teams that in a neutral field you think would beat the Commanders.
Not me. I disagree.
Who do you have at 9?
I think Daniel's a top 5 quarterback in the league.
He's playing like one.
9, I also have a new entry as well. I don't know if you guys are going to like this, but the Broncos. The Broncos into the top 10, baby. Bo Nix. Give me them boys from the Rocky Mountains. Give me them boys from the Midwest.
How are the
What?
Broncos? They look horrible.
Okay, no, this is.
Are you kidding?
When people complained about us
kidding?
being clickbait last week, I thought, okay, that's a little bit much.
The Broncos have looked good. They had a close loss where they battled the Steelers. They destroyed Tampa. And
They
then
looked horrible. Bo Nix threw for 60 yards.
Then they went into MetLife and held Aaron Rodgers to no field goals.
Are
this
the
team-
Broncos
this
a top
team-
20 team in the NFL?
This team is a top 10 team in the league right now. Are you kidding me?
I don't have them in my top. I don't even have them like close to my top 20.
Jets didn't score a touchdown. They blew out the Bucs. They deserve to be in there. And they're at number 9.
I mean, do you have heavy rain as number 3?
Yeah, that's
what it takes.
That's actually worse than Ziggy putting the Bengals.
If that's what it takes, sure.
That is, I think, significantly worse than Ziggy putting the Bengals at 4.
Fine, but I don't
Producer
care.
Zach,
Fine by me.
please disassociate yourself right now.
Oh, I've
Please.
already disassociated myself already.
Yeah, that's just.
Why? Show the Broncos some love.
I think the defense, sure. The rest of the team, absolutely not.
They're just
it's-
horrible.
They've got a putrid offense with
they're not
a
just
functional
horrible.
defense.
They're horrendous.
They just beat Aaron Rodgers.
you have clearly not watched the Broncos Jets game.
They beat Rodgers on the road.
Jack saw that the Broncos won.
Did you see him against the Bucs?
They played
Yeah, so
well
you're
against
just
the Bucs.
admitting you didn't watch the Jets game.
You did not see the Jets game.
I saw them shut down Aaron Rodgers for 4
Did you
quarters.
watch Bo Nix and that? Did you watch the offense?
I don't care about Bo. Defense wins games. I watched him shut down Aaron Rodgers for 4 quarters. Bo Nix is a game manager. Score some points, your defense balls out, you win games. Denver's number 9.
Okay.
All right,
we can't change it.
Ziggy at 8.
At 8, I'm putting a team that I've been very hard on for a lot of this season, but they've really impressed me in the past couple of weeks. There's one fan in particular that I think is going to be happy that I'm finally moving up. I'm putting the Seattle Seahawks here at number 8.
God, this is just.
Well, you can
far.
complain,
Oh my
but
God.
You're a
Look,
complainer. What are you complaining
you
about?
guys are just butchering the list.
Who you have? The Texans up there at number 3. What's your
Go
what's your
ahead,
ranking?
Ziggy. Go ahead.
I'm looking at it now. Your ranking's terrible.
The Seahawks have improved substantially. They've got a good record. They've got a great run game. DK Metcalf's not perfect, but he put together a decent game. I mean, DK Metcalf with a fumble is bad, but Geno Smith has been a solid player for them. So at this point, at a certain point, you have to be willing to trust what you're seeing on the field. And I know that the Lions game wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as it looked for the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks team is solid. And given how well they've played up until this point, I think it's tough to not put them in your top 10.
My brother, they played the Patriots, the Broncos. Who's their other win?
I mean, they hung 30 on Detroit.
Did you see their defense? It's the worst defense I've ever seen in my life.
Y'all look, your ranking
Well, you can
stinks.
complain that they haven't beaten great teams, and that's true, but the Seahawks have played solid football. Their efficiency numbers are good. I don't know what more you want from me.
It was the Broncos, the Patriots,
and you know who hung with the Seahawks on the road? The Broncos.
The Dolphins.
And the Dolphins without. Oh, enough.
No,
of this
the Dolphins got
bullshit.
murdered.
All right.
The Dolphins got killed like 24-0.
Yeah,
Look,
they're playing
they
with
played a good.
anyone. The
The
Titans
final
just
score
walked
doesn't
over them.
reflect
The Dolphins
they
didn't
played
hang with
pretty good.
Seattle. Seattle killed them. The Broncos hung with Seattle.
Say again, Ziggy. I'm sorry.
The final score doesn't reflect they played a decent game against the Lions. That's all I'm saying.
I know they did play a good. Like they played a decent game. That was a close game, but they couldn't stop them. I mean, Jared Goff was perfect.
You're perfect.
Thank you. Okay, we continue the rankings. All right, so my 9 and 8 teams are both left off the list, so I need to pivot, and I'm just gonna. My top 7 are still there. So at 7, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hello? And who killed them?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not in my top 20 either.
They have to be in your top 20.
They're 21.
They're number 7 for me.
The Buccaneers, after a bad loss to the Broncos, a bad loss to the Broncos, a Broncos team I think they beat 8 or 9 out of 10 times. They snapped back and looked very, very good against the Philadelphia Eagles, who I think will get going eventually. Now, it was the Eagles without Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. In this spot, I was kind of between Tampa Bay or Green Bay. And right now, as it stands, I am going to put the Bucs there. I think it's pretty close though.
Yeah, I did Bucs at 7 also. Wait,
what did you say, Ziggy? Not top 20.
I have not been impressed with Baker Mayfield up until this point in the season. I'm worried about their ability to sustain what they've done long term. I mean, if you look at the relevant, I'm not convinced by the Bucs team. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
This past week,
This is probably the most disagreement we've had through 4 picks.
They got me back on board this past week,
which makes me hope that the top we kind of have a similar. I don't know. All right, Jack. So you're number 6.
I hate leaving the Steelers out, but I feel like I might have to. 6, I'm going to go with the Bills. I'm dropping them a little bit this week. They're still one of the best teams in football. Like, they got blown out by Baltimore. And this is where I was saying on the last reaction show that the lack of star power kind of showed a little bit against another AFC superior in Baltimore when they got blown out. That being said, they have Josh Allen, one of the best quarterbacks in football. They will be one of the hardest teams to beat all season long. So I'm dropping them just out of the top 5, but they don't deserve to be lower than that. So I'm going to put them at 6.
I completely agree with him.
I would still have them higher on the basis of what we saw in the first 3 weeks, but they certainly shouldn't be lower than this.
All right. Hey, look at that. The Broncos are 9.
No,
they're
the
top 10.
Broncos thing is killing me here because there's 2.
They're a top 10 team in the league right now.
This is hard for Ziggy now.
No, because there's 2 teams we all know, I think, who like 1, 3, 4, and 5 are. But it's 6. There's 3 teams that I want to squeeze into this 5 to 7 spot.
Wait. What do you mean? We all know who 1, 3, 4, and 5 are, but not 2. Like what?
Well, because 2 is the Buffalo Bills, but not everybody knows that.
Okay. All right. So let me just real quick before you go 5. Commanders 10, Broncos 9, Seahawks 8, Bucs 7, 6 Bills. Right the ship here, Ziggy. We're going in the right direction right now.
There's 2 teams that I really want to put here. Actually, there's 3 teams that I kind of want to put here, and they're all in the NFC North, believe it or not. There are 3 NFC North teams, I think, all of which you could argue deserve at this 5 spot. I'm going to put the one that I think I'm counting on you, Paul, to save me from this one. At 5, I'm going to put the Detroit Lions. This Lions team, they haven't looked perfect. Somebody said when Jared Goff plays great, you guys criticize the defense. When the defense plays great, you guys criticize Jared Goff. That's because there's been no game where the defense and Jared Goff have been great at the same time. But we've seen enough individual excellence from both of those units over the years. I think it's going to come together. And the Lions have played pretty well up until this point, right? It's not like they've got some garbage record. They're 3-1. They just beat a top 10 team, I think, in the Seahawks. So at 5, I think they belong right about here. I'm putting the Lions.
I like the Lions at 5.
I had the Lions at 3, I believe, actually. So
unfortunately, it means either the Packers or the Vikings are getting left out, which means the Packers are getting left out, which is too bad. Because then we're saying the Broncos are better than the Packers, which is hilarious. But this is where we are now.
I mean, the Packers.
This is where we are.
The Packers didn't go into Tampa beating by 30 points. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh God, the Packers also didn't lose to who is it?
They didn't
win.
Who
the Broncos lose to? They lost to New England. Who did they lose to? Seattle.
At Seattle.
And you?
And Pittsburgh. Yes.
And they beat Tampa.
They beat Tampa and they beat the Jets. I mean,
they've not looked good. I mean, they look.
Show the boys their flowers.
All right.
Show the boys their flowers.
It's the Joy Power Rankings
from Midwest Denver.
Good God! When you started making that noise, I was like, the Colts. What are we going for?
They're my number 2.
Okay, so Ziggy, I actually 7, 6, and 5 is exactly how I've had it with Tampa, Buffalo, Detroit, and at 4, I'm going to put the San Francisco 49ers, which I think most people still view them as a top 6 team, or you should. I've seen some articles have them at 12, and I just don't get that. I don't understand how people are putting them there. They're 2-2. They had a bad loss to the Rams. The Vikings did beat them pretty good, but when Devo's back, this is a different team. McCaffrey's out. He's going to be out a long time. Honestly, he'll probably miss the season. Like that. That's where I'm at with Christian McCaffrey. But they could still run the ball with Mason. I think they're very hard out. I mean, listen, when they have McCaffrey, they're 1 or 2 every single week. But without him, I think 4 is a good spot for them. And they'll pick up steam at some point and rattle off a few in a row.
Yeah, I had them,
San Francisco.
I had them down at 8. I mean, they're still one of the better teams.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But they're one of the better teams in football, even unhealthy. And forget it when healthy. So
Fred Warner is just unbelievable. Every single game, if you watch 49ers games all the way through, how many wins do you think he accounts for on that team? At least
probably 3.
At least a couple. He's unbelievable. All right, Jack. So the top 3 now. If the Steelers find their way in here, we probably
I'm
cancel
quitting
the
the
segment.
show.
Well, they were my number 2 team last week, and I can't drop them after just one loss that far. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, wait a second.
I'm gonna go Baltimore at number 3. And I hate to do it because I hate Baltimore. These last 2 weeks, Lamar and Derek Carr, they've been like Batman and Robin, getting things going. Offense looks great. Just pounded Buffalo more than I think the whole world expected them to. Looked great in that game.
Vicious.
And I mean, this is the defending top seed in the AFC, catching their stride now. So I'm going to go Baltimore at 3.
I think that's right.
I'm a little higher than that, but I think 3 is acceptable.
Ziggy?
So this really what you're asking me to do is pick which team is number 1 because Jack said you put the Steelers at 2, you can't drop them off a loss. Well, how am I supposed to drop the Bengals after a win?
Yeah, right.
No,
are we taking the Bengals out? I mean, this is prime location here for Tuesday.
Yeah, my grave mistake last week was not factoring in that my choice would leave the Chiefs out. I'm gonna make sure they don't get left out here. I'm worried about them with the injuries.
Wait. What do you think I would do? What do you think I would do? You think if you went Minnesota here, I would go, where else am I going?
Yeah, where would he go? The Bengals?
I'm not doing that. That's good.
I don't know what you would do. Look, I'm trying to rationalize not putting the Vikings at 1 because putting the Vikings at 1, I think, is just setting us up for failure.
I think they are 1 right now, though.
Like, if you put the Vikings at 1, you're cursing us. So I won't curse the Vikings by putting them high on the power rankings. Kansas City, obviously the Rashee Rice injury hurts, but you've got Patrick Mahomes.
No, you are cursing us. You are putting us at 1.
I'm not. I am putting the Kansas City Chiefs right here at 2.
Oh my God. Oh, this is just like the article I wrote. Vikings at 1 and immediately fell apart.
So you know what's funny? He has the Bengals at 4. They win a game. He drops them out of the top 10.
So all right, so I'm sorry we interrupted you so much, Ziggy. Go ahead on your.
No, just can't. I don't think you need to explain a lot. The Kansas City Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes and a good defense. Yeah, Rashee Rice injury hurts. Yeah, Travis Kelce hasn't looked his best. Do we have good evidence if you just focus on these 4 games that this is like even a top 5 offense in football? No. But you cannot, I'm sorry, I don't care what the numbers say. You cannot tell me the Chiefs won't have a top offense. They have the best quarterback in football by far. They have to be near the top.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. And that leaves the 1 spot for me. And I think a lot of people have found the Vikings cute so far this year in many ways. But each week they kind of prove, yeah, thank you. Little skull. Each week they sort of prove that they're not a fluke.
They're insane.
Yeah, San Francisco, Houston, what they did to the Giants. The Giants have played okay. Like, they've been in games, blew them out, and then to go on the road and beat a rival in Green Bay. Like, I actually do think, bias aside, the Vikings are playing the best football at the moment, and there's no reason to think it'll stop other than that we're the Vikings. So I actually do believe that putting them at 1 is a fair claim here. So our list here, we have 1 Vikings, 2 Chiefs, 3 Ravens, 4 49ers, 5 Lions, 6 Bills, 7 Bucks. That is actually my 1 through 7. So we aligned.
That was like similar to me too.
8 Seahawks, 9 Broncos, 10 Commanders. I actually think the Seahawks. I'm okay with the Seahawks at 8.
I think it's a defensible choice.
Yeah, my 8 through 10 was Packers 8. Texans 9, Commanders 10, and I had the Seahawks and Steelers as the first 2 out. So wait, Jack, can you please do you know your list off the top of your head? Because you had the Commanders at 4, the Broncos in there. Like, what the hell did this list look like?
I have it right here.
Like, what did this list look like? Because I can't. This got to be insane.
So I had the Vikings at 1.
Okay.
I had the Lions at 2, Chiefs at 3, Commanders at 4, Baltimore at 5. Buffalo at 6, the Bucs 7. I had the Steelers. Niners. Then the Steelers at 9 and the Broncos at 10. But I made like a last minute audible there after the Steelers lost and the Broncos back-to-back wins. So I got Pittsburgh at 11 and I had Denver at
wait, who was 9?
San Francisco.
Wait, who was 8? Wait. Go from 8.
I have Vikings, Lions, Chiefs, Commanders, Ravens. That's 5.
That's 5.
Bills 6.
Yep.
Bucs 7.
Yep.
Niners 8.
Yep.
Then I had Broncos 9. Sorry, Steelers 10.
Okay.
But then when you took Washington at 10,
yeah,
I decided to go Denver over
you started
Pittsburgh.
moving a little bit.
Yeah, so Pittsburgh guys finish at 11.
Yeah, if you had put Steelers at 9, I would have been way happier than.
Well, then you could just shrug and say that's Jack. But also, the Steelers are a much better team than the Broncos.
Oh, I agree, but I'm giving Denver their flowers for this week.
Yeah, so neutral. So wait, let me ask you though, Jack. Neutral field, you're picking the Broncos over the Texans?
Yeah, I think their defense.
Broncos over the Packers?
Yes. You're saying neutral field. Do you think Green Bay or Houston wins at MetLife against Rodgers? I don't think so.
I mean,
I think they're more likely to win that game than the Broncos.
Or on the road at Tampa?
I think they're more likely to win that game than the Broncos.
I think the Broncos stink.
But how do we know that?
Like, I think the Broncos are probably 25
I think the Broncos have played 4 good teams. They have 2 close losses and 2 good wins.
But they suck. Like,
They don't suck. Don't disrespect the Broncos.
Okay.
The Broncos,
I think I clearly the best top 10 list.
The Broncos deserve respect.
How is that even being said on this show?
Look who they just beat. The Broncos deserve respect.
I know this isn't good for the show, but I just need a yes or no answer. How did you watch the Broncos Jets game?
Yes.
Did you turn on the television and you watched the Broncos Jets?
First of all,
60 yards.
First of all, my aunt and my cousins live in Denver, and I love them dearly, and I miss them.
Okay.
I plan on going to Mile High for a game this year. By the way,
I gave a conference talk in Denver, and everyone's.
You know what the insane thing is? Bo Nix
putting the Broncos at 9.
Bo Nix had 60 yards passing, right? And they still beat Aaron Rodgers. I mean, imagine if Bo Nix plays decent. I mean, oh my gosh, they're even higher on the list.
If the
show them their flowers, give them their flowers, they deserve it.
I think we move on.
Ziggy, what was your list? Ziggy?
Look, imagine when Bo Nix gets going.
Watch out! Watch out!
I mean, that's top 5 team in the league, probably.
Ziggy, we all gave our rankings. What you said, you had the best top 10. Go ahead. What was yours?
The Bengals is more foolish than the Broncos last week.
I've got the Bengals at 10. I've got the Jets at 9. Seahawks at 8. Packers 7. Lions 6. Vikings 5. Chiefs 4. 49ers 3. Bills 2. Ravens 1.
So Ziggy has the Jets at 9. You got the Bucs at 7. This Broncos team beating both on the road. What are we missing? What are we missing?
What you're missing is good performances from the Broncos, and those. Well, the Bucs' performance is decent, but they didn't play well against the Jets.
They did play well against the Broncos.
It was a freak weather coincidence
against the Bucs.
That's why they won.
I think holding Rodgers to no touchdowns.
Hey, you know what?
Jack, the rain held Aaron Rodgers to no touchdowns.
It's the Denver defense held Aaron Rodgers to no touchdowns.
All right, man.
Alan Lazard doing finger guns.
Show them their respect.
It didn't really rain either.
Oh, it rained. It drizzled, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like a small drizzle, please.
It was a monsoon.
Making up excuses for Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, you know what, Jack? You want to attach your wagon? You want to attach yourself to the Broncos wagon? Be my guest. It's
I am.
Power rankings.
Nothing you guys say is deterring.
And hey, remember, it's the power rankings. It's not the record rankings. It's the power rankings.
And imagine when Bo gets going now too.
You see, do you see someone got really mad last week at probably at the Bengals and Andrew, our friend Andrew, who used to be on the show, Jets fan, was talking about the Jets, and the guy came in and goes, "How are you possibly pissed about the Jets in this situation?" And Andrew's like, "Hey, it's the power rankings, not the record rankings." That's really funny.
I bet you Andrew defends my Broncos take this week.
No, text Andrew right now. Let's see if we get a response.
Text him right now.
Andrew's defending what you're saying. I think Andrew is anti-reliable.
Text him right now live on air.
Yeah, let's see. Let us know when he gets a response.
Where would you rank the Broncos in a power ranking?
Yeah, let's see.
Or something like that. Or the Broncos top 10.
While you do that, let's move on to Zig or Zag. One of our best-selling segments. This is the guy right here, Robert Ziggy Ziegler. People tune into this show to hear him speak. So this segment is for Ziggy to kind of just take the floor and we just shut up and listen. Zig Zag.
I mean, my Zig or Zag, I went 1-2 last week, so it wasn't exactly the best. But
Andrew said 29.
Yeah, okay.
Checks out. Okay,
so where are the Jets? Where are the Jets? 30?
Zig or Zag.
Yeah, so I always like to open up Zig or Zag with a nice little pick against the spread. Buffalo Bills are heading to Houston next week. They are merely 1-point favorites. I get what you're thinking. You're thinking CJ Stroud, borderline MVP candidate, great player. He's in a revenge angle. The Bills are in even more of a revenge angle. They are angry after this Baltimore game. They are here to play. Josh Allen is playing like the best player in football. I feel like 1 point here is horrendous. Bills -1, I think, is the easiest bet of the week.
Bills -1. I'm seeing it 1.5. I'm assuming that doesn't change your mind.
Call it 1.5 if you want. Sure.
There's so many. The Buffalo, we finally saw Buffalo get exposed against Baltimore with all of the injuries that looked like finally caught up to them. But I think I'm going to zig with you actually on this one. I think Houston has not found their footing yet. Buffalo ran out of the building, but the first 3 weeks they looked really, really good. And I'm viewing Baltimore as more of an anomaly than a trend in a specific and downward direction.
I'm going to zig too. This Houston team hasn't impressed me yet. They've yet to gel, I feel, 100%. I'm not betting against Buffalo off a loss like that. It's hard to see them losing 2 games in a row. I think they bounce back and win a close game. So I'm going to zig.
Nice. All right. What's your second one?
Second one, this one's pretty simple. New York Jets are playing Minnesota in London. Paul, real quick, what happens when the Vikings play in London?
We win.
And we don't just win. We win by a lot. Jordan Addison is at 37.5 receiving yards. I think the Jets, Sauce Gardner, he's going to be crying for help. They're going to have to send all hands on deck to handle Justin Jefferson. What does that mean? Well, we saw it against the Packers. That means other guys are able to get open. And Jordan Addison here at 37.5, he's going to be even healthier. I think it's a steal. Give me the over 37.5 receiving yards.
Jordan Addison, 37.5. For real quick one, I love Ziggy saying we blow people out in London. Like last year, or 2 years ago, we literally win by a 60-yard field goal double doinking against New Orleans.
We blew them out with a 60-yard field goal.
You blew out the Steelers.
We lost. Well, we won because they missed one. But yeah, I get what you're saying. So 37.5. I really like that actually. I like that one more than Buffalo, Ziggy. Completely zigging with you. Jordan Addison, for the moments he's played, a little bit of the Giants game and the Packer game, has been high impact player for the Vikings. Got off to a great start against New York, had 2 touchdowns against the Packers. The offense kind of completely fell apart in that third quarter for the Vikings, and then they leaned on Jefferson. But his first game back to have 2 touchdowns, some of the he had a couple really big grabs. I think he's going to continue to emerge as, arguably the second best or the best number 2 receiver in football. Probably still behind a few guys here, but I love the over 37.5.
Oh yeah, I think the Vikings win this game pretty handily.
Well, this is the spot where we usually lose because everyone thinks we'll win. But the saving grace is that we're in London.
Yeah, no, I think you're going to win.
Yeah, we don't lose in London. Not trying to be cocky. We just don't.
I could see Addison catching a 40-yard touchdown and ending this bet right away. So I'm going to zig.
It could be one pass. He could easily get 37 yards.
I'm going to zig this.
All right, Ziggy. This is a horrendous sign for Ziggy. that we're both zigging.
2-0.
This is absolutely out of nowhere. We've never had something like this on Zig or Zag, but I'm feeling really confident about it. Tampa Bay is going to Atlanta. And what do you hear about the Atlanta Falcons? Well, here's what I see. In 4 games this season, they've scored 17 points total in the first quarter, excuse me. What do I see about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I mean, they got Baker Mayfield, but he's reliant on guys after the catch, and he's coming off some tough games. The Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First drive result, +110, punting the ball. I think if the Falcons get the ball, they're punting. I think if the Buccaneers get the ball, they're punting. It's hard for me to see what field goal, turnover, touchdown. No, they're punting the ball. That's the result.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to zig that.
Yeah, we have to.
I have to zig that. The only thing that would concern me is if the Falcons get it first and the coup has a 60-yard attempt and they go for it. And they go for the field goal.
They would punt. They're babies. They got a defensive head coach.
Wait. I'm sorry. This is Tampa punting on their first drive?
No, the first drive, whoever.
Either team. Okay.
I think the Bucs would punt. Atlanta would be my concern.
You just set up coup to launch one?
Yeah, 55 yards to open the game.
Yeah, so you want Tampa getting this ball?
Yeah, I think for that bet, you want Tampa getting the ball first.
I'm with you, Ziggy.
You can't not zig that.
Okay, so this is real danger territory. We're zigging all three. Bills 1.5, -1.5 versus the Texans. Addison over 37.5 receiving
I have
yards.
to tail that. Like I have to bet that.
I think we need to show Zig or Zag parlay on that.
I have to bet that.
Yeah, can we pull this up, Jack? Can you pull up that what that parlay pays out on?
Let me see that bet.
Can you even parlay all of that? Do you think they allow that?
Oh yeah.
That's great. That is phenomenal.
On FanDuel, you can. We love a FanDuel sponsorship, by the way, one day.
Yeah, the FanDuel sponsorship would be really nice. That'd be kind of cool.
The Mets are up 8-4. Let me see.
Okay, so there's your Zig or Zag while Jack pulls up the parlay. We're going to go into game picks now. It's good to have producer Zach back because producer Zach just adds another element to the game picks on this show here. So as soon as Jack pulls up the parlay,
I mean, I'm a good multitasker. So I can make my picks while.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I can multitask.
Yeah, you love.
Well, I mean, Jack's gonna put the same amount of thought into the picks, whether he's multitasking or not.
Oh yeah, you know.
Okay, are you guys ready? So week 5 game picks. Let's go here. The Buccaneers go to the Falcons. They will be punting on the first drive of this game. Keep that in mind. Atlanta's favored by 1.5 points.
Well, I'm gonna take it one step further. I think the Bucs punt.
That's the lone wolf sound.
I think the Bucs punt.
I was just seeing if it worked. It does.
I think the Bucs punt on the first drive, and Atlanta returns it for a touchdown to go up 7-0, and end up winning the game. So I'm gonna say Falcons.
Okay. Ziggy?
What? Whatever. I'm not even gonna think about that. That's
Can we put that in?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Kirk Cousins is what 6-2 in his last 8 primetime games. It's Kirk Cousins at home in primetime. Give me the Dirty Birds.
Yeah, it's Kirk Cousins, Younghoe Koo in primetime. I'm going with the Falcons as well. Zach, how about you?
I'm taking the Bucs.
Producer Zach, lone wolf, right off the bat.
There you go.
Right off the bat there. I hope this sound.
Okay, so I have the punt. We had Buffalo.
I don't even know where that's coming from.
Buffalo -1.5, and what else? We had Addison over 37 yards.
Yeah, Addison over 37.5. Those are our 3.
There's no way this bet hits.
The second game, the Jets and Vikings, 9:30 a.m. Sunday from London. Vikings a 2.5 point favorite in this one.
I love the Vikings. I think the Vikings blow them out. I also hate the Jets. Actually, I like the Jets because the Broncos are good. Vikings.
Ziggy?
Sam Darnold might win this game so much that they knight him on the way out of the country.
This
is your game.
Oh, this is my game. Yeah, okay. Vikings. Yeah, Vikings.
You've been on this from the start.
I've been on this from the start.
Sam Darnold ggets knighted.
Darnold lights up the Jets. Yeah. Vikings. Big.
This is revenge game number 2 for Sam Darnold.
Yes.
49ers
I said this during the offseason.
It's been revenge narratives all year. It's Sam Darnold and MetLife, check. Sam Darnold 49ers, check. Aaron Jones Green Bay, check. And now we get Sam Darnold Jets. That will also be a check for the Vikings here. Producer Zach, bring us home. Come on.
Vikings.
Squad ride, baby. Squad ride, 2.5 Vikings. We don't lose in London. We just don't. And that's...
But this is good. This is the ultimate Vikings letdown angle.
This is. But, if there's one team to do it against, like to break this little Viking curse against, it would be the Jets. The Jets will find a way. The Ravens, 2.5 point favorites.
Ziggy, where did you
Bengals.
see the Addison play? What sports book?
DK.
Shoot, Fennel doesn't have it yet.
Well, we'll have to figure out our parlay.
But right now, though, just the punt on the first drive and the Bills -1.5. Oh, it's low. My phone's slow. We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out later.
The Ravens at the Bengals. Baltimore, a 2.5 point favorite against a top 10 team in the league for Ziggy.
This is a spot I think everyone's high on Baltimore. They go on the road and Cincinnati gets them. Then Cincy will vault into my top 10. So I'm gonna go Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravens, the way I feel of this team, they're set up for a letdown game. On the road, AFC North divisional game, always tough. Bengals still, I think, feel like their back's against the wall. Baltimore, I think, might let off the gas a little bit. I'm going Cincy too.
It's a little concerning that I'm also feeling the way you guys are here in that. But Baltimore is just so I mean, watching Derrick Henry run these past 2 weeks has been unbelievable.
Turns down a bit.
A little bit, honestly. Like probably more than it should. I really like Baltimore a lot, but I think Cincinnati gets them here as well, and gets a big win at home. Yeah, this is
all three of us picking the Bengals. There's no way the Ravens lose, right?
yeah. This spot feels like if the Ravens win it, I'll start to be fading on Cincinnati. Like Cincinnati needs this win to get back in it. In my view.
No, I'm the king of the North. I know who wins these games.
Zach.
You guys are all lunatics. Give me the Ravens.
He's probably right. Another lone wolf for producer Zach here. He's got the Ravens there. Carolina at Carolina at Chicago.
Can I abstain?
Chicago
Well, no,
minus
the
3.5.
Jack Bowl.
So Bryce Young's
This is the Jack Bowl.
Young's not playing. It's Dalton still. So I'm going to go Carolina.
This is the Jack Bowl.
Yeah, I'm going to go Carolina. This will be 9-6 game-winning field goal by the Panthers.
No, this will be the Panthers like 45-3.
Actually, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Ziggy, what do you got?
I don't believe in Sam Darnold and the Panthers. I took the Bears as home favorites
Dalton?
last
Andy
week,
Dalton.
and it worked out. What?
You said Sam Darnold and the Panthers.
They're the same person.
Oh, I don't know why. But Sam Darnold and the Panthers was great.
We
Andy
had that
Dalton and the
comment
Panthers
too.
is not
Remember,
great.
I can't see Sam Darnold and Andy Dalton as different people.
Yeah, clearly. No, I took the Bears as home favorites last week. It worked out. I'm taking the Bears as home favorites again.
I'm riding with you, Ziggy. It's not that I really believe in Chicago. It's more of that Chicago will have something. They'll like block a punt in this game, do something weird. They'll like return a kickoff for a touchdown. Carolina will fumble. Something will go very wrong for the Panthers, and the Bears will be able to sneak out with the win. Jack will come on and will be like, Caleb still sucks. We'll go, yeah, I guess so. But they're 3-2. So I got the Bears as well. How about you, Zach?
Carolina.
All right, split there, 2-2.
Attaboy.
Producer Zach's Miami Dolphins are a 1.5 point dog at New England.
I mean, I can't really back this team at the moment. So I had them against Tennessee thinking like, all right, they're probably going to win this game. But no, I got the Patriots. I can't back the Dolphins right now. And it pains me to say this was my number 2 seed in the AFC playoffs to start the year. But the Patriots.
How about you, Ziggy?
It's honestly, I would take whichever team was playing at home. So give me the Patriots.
I feel so bad, Zach, because I do want to support the Dolphins, but they might be the worst team in football right now. I mean, they look horrendous. So I have to go New England.
Zach, you lone wolfing it?
I'm rooting for the Dolphins, but
I got it.
You
have to.
Pick.
Yeah, you got to
you
lone
have
wolf
to.
it.
You have to. Lone Wolf Zach on this one. Go ahead, Zach. Play the sound for yourself.
Yeah,
for your Dolphins. I don't even know where that's coming from. Can people even hear? I don't even know if people can hear that. Can you hear that?
I could hear it.
I can hear it. No, they'll hear it.
Oh, all right, great. The Bills, 1.5 point favorites against the Texans. We all zig with Ziggy.
Zig the Bills.
Zach, are you zigging?
I'm zigging.
All right, we're all squad riding the Bills. We need to sound like squad ride or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be really cool. The Colts. The Colts at the Jaguars. Jacksonville, a 2.5 point favorite. Do we have an update on Richardson right now?
Well, I was going to say if
We're recording this a couple days or a day earlier than normal, so.
I was going to say if Flacco's playing, I'm taking the Colts as a dog. But if AR plays, I think Jacksonville gets their first win. So I'm up in the
Anthony
air.
Richardson is day to day. He has a chance to play. I don't think it matters. I like this Jags team. I don't know why I like this Jags
I was going to
team,
say what
but I do.
That makes no sense.
I thought you were going to say this Colts
That's
team.
what I thought so as well.
I know. I'm
So
going.
F it, I'll take him.
I think the Jags get the first win too.
They got to win at some point,
I'm
right?
going to take the Jags. Colts got a big win last week. I'm going to take the Jags. But if it's Flacco, I'm taking the Colts.
I think Jacksonville sucks. I'm going to go with the Colts. I want to take the Jags, but something in me is like, no, just go Indianapolis. So I'm going to take the Colts in this one. Producer Zach?
Could be no Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, I forgot about Taylor's injury
Running
too.
backs don't
The
matter.
Jags.
Running backs don't matter.
So Zach's got the Jags. Ziggy's got the Jags. I mean, you are on the Colts.
If Flacco plays.
Yeah, Flacco plays.
But if it's not Flacco, I got the Jags.
I need ETN to do something bad, real bad. It's crushing.
He won't.
Yeah, he won't. The Browns at the Commanders. Washington, a 3-point favorite. There's something's fishy about that.
I mean, this is my number 4 team versus my number 32 team, so I got to take the Commanders.
There's something fishy, though.
Yeah, it's one of those the Commanders. You're not going to make them.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, this is a
I
lock.
mean, they're your number 14.
Yeah, this is a lock.
Ziggy?
Yeah, I mean, what's fishy about it is people are waiting on Jaden Daniels to fall off, and they're hoping that the pretty bad defense from the Commanders will be enough to get Deshaun Watson going. It's not. Deshaun Watson will never get it going again. I'm taking the Commanders.
I'm with you on the Commanders. Producer Zach, squad ride. Yep. Cardinals at 49ers. San Francisco, a 7.5-point favorite.
Niners.
That's a lot of points.
Niners.
With the points?
Yeah.
Yeah, Niners.
With the points?
Niners.
No, I think the Cardinals might cover.
Bang,
but
bang, Niner game.
I think the Cardinals cover, Niners win.
More than a touchdown is a lot.
That is a
in
lot.
the NFL.
Raiders at Broncos. The Denver Broncos, number 9 team in our power rankings, are 2.5-point favorites against the Raiders. Tumultuous time in Vegas. Devontae Adams is pissed off. Are you riding with your Broncos?
You guys better all be riding with me. We're going with the Broncos, baby.
I'm taking the Raiders.
They'll ride up the power rankings too.
I'm taking the Raiders too. I think the Broncos. I think when the Broncos lose to the Raiders, where do you put them?
10.
Zach.
I'm actually going to take the Broncos because I think the Raiders' whole
Mojo's off.
mojo's off now with Devontae Adams.
I think Max Crosby's just better.
In
than-
Denver. Now, Bo Nick's going to run. Broncos going to scramble.
Von Miller suspended. I think that affects the Broncos still.
Nick's going to scramble, make moves.
The Packers are 3-point favorites in Los Angeles against the Rams.
I like the Packers. It'll be a Packers home
That
game.
will be a huge home game for the Green.
It'll be 90% Packer fans. I got them bouncing back. The Rams lost to the Bears, just ended me on them completely. So I'm with the Packers.
Yeah, 3 points or 3.5 points feels really weird.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Packers.
Is that a? I mean, I don't like taking the Packers on this show, but again, part of our appeal, I guess, is that we're objective. Like Green Bay will win this game. Is that the lock of the week?
No.
No, walk of the week is Bills -1.
Lock of the week is the Steelers against the Cowboys.
I feel pretty good with that Packers bet. Giants at Seahawks. Seahawks -6.5. This is easy Seattle. I mean, this is Seattle. We see this game every once in a while.
And Seattle
Seattle
just beats the crap out of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember a few years ago?
Yes.
We were just sitting right there watching.
It's in Seattle. Yeah.
Yep. This is easy Seahawks. Is anyone off of Seattle?
No.
Great salmon.
Two more. Yeah, great salmon. Great salmon.
Great salmon. Great coffee.
Dallas at Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football. The Steelers are 1.5-point favorites.
Yeah, this is my lock of the week. Is the Steelers -1.5. I think they blow Dallas out. Towel's gonna be flying, baby. I'm trying to get there.
That'll be fun.
Hold up. We them boys. Cowboys are winning this one. I'm not picking against Dak Prescott versus Justin Fields. That's all you need to know. I don't care who's injured unless it's Dak Prescott or CeeDee Lamb.
I'm so sorry, Jack. I said I wasn't going to pick against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, but I'm also going.
I hope you guys all do.
Jack's like, great.
I hope you guys all do.
Zach, how about you?
Dallas.
Lone Wolf.
Give me that wolf.
Lone Wolf, Jack.
Ow.
Okay.
Does it change things if I'm in attendance for you guys?
No. Actually,
I think I'm more likely.
Wait a minute. I know what Zach's going to say.
Upgrades it.
Last time I was there, I lost by 30 to San Francisco.
No, generally
you're due
speaking,
for some disappointment, Jack.
I mean, my record in Pittsburgh is good.
I think you with Ben Roethlisberger's elite, but you would. It seems like
you
Ben.
saying my record as if you've done anything to help them win. It's hilarious.
I was going to say it seems like Ben was more valuable.
I'm part of the team.
You get the Christmas card.
I get the Christmas card every year. Their first round draft picks.
Pen clicker. Stop clicking the
Oh,
pen.
sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
Their first round draft picks call me every year, say hello. They give me their Christmas card. I'm part of this team.
We them boys.
You can't say the same.
Paying their contracts.
And last but not least, this will be fun to watch. The Saints at the Chiefs on Monday Night Football.
Probably the Chiefs. I just don't pick against the Chiefs ever, really. So probably the Chiefs.
Yeah, does anyone?
What's the spread?
5.5.
Yeah, I'm not picking against the Chiefs here.
I want to see the offense again without Rashee Rice. It'll be fine. I mean, it'll like Travis Kelce will get a lot more, and he immediately did against the Chargers.
I need him to. My fantasy team sucks.
That really hurts, though. Man, that Rashee Rice was bad. I'm going Chiefs though too, and I'm assuming producer Zach will.
No, I'm going Saints.
Really?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, producer Zach's got this weird affiliation with the Saints.
It's Kamara, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Kamara, Juwan Johnson.
Kamara's never done me wrong. Anytime I pick him,
they're kind of your boys. All right,
Zach. I asked Ziggy a question on the last show, and I'll ask you a similar question. If Alvin Kamara,
please don't.
If Alvin Kamara wins you a fantasy league and just pops off,
yeah,
and you go to bed the night of the fantasy championship, and then you wake up, it's like 4 a.m. and you see Kamara just lying in your bed next to you. Do you give him a high five, say hello, or do you just kick him out of your bed?
High five, hello. I mean, he won me.
That's a fist bump.
I mean, yeah, that's gonna be.
That's
like,
a fist bump.
That's gonna be like, dude,
Please.
Stay in my bed. Stay in my bed, man.
I think Jack might be.
I learned this recently. You know when the high five was invented?
When?
Is this a Ziggy cap?
The high five was invented in 1977.
That can't
With
possibly
Glenn
be true.
Burke and Dusty Baker.
Wait, 1977? That late?
No, seriously. There was October 2nd, 1977. The high five was invented. Glenn Burke high fives Dusty Baker.
Wait, where was it invented?
At the Dodgers Astros game.
In LA?
I can't remember where it was, but no, this is true. That was when the high five was invented.
Wow.
It hasn't been around very long.
I'm shocked. I thought it was like the freaking 1800s.
What do you mean the high five invented in the 18th? I'm sure people have been high fiving for millions of years.
That's false. The first recorded high five in history was 1977.
Or beings have been high five. I'm sure there were like 4 billion years ago something was high five. It's a high five.
The number 32.
I don't think that's true, Paul. I think this just speaks to the fact that you're in a limited cultural context and you think your experience is universalized when really they just don't.
Can you imagine, 1977, two people like smack hands together and someone's like, holy crap, that was cool. That was awesome.
By the way, Andrew's number 32 team is the Dolphins.
I don't know.
Poor
Say
Zach.
no to that.
Poor Zach. All right, let's get out of here with the cap of the week.
Hell yeah, baby. This is what I look forward to all week. Roll Tide, first of all. Back-to-back dubs. I'm not losing again. I'm saying that right now.
Can you believe that Bama were home dogs to anyone?
Right?
Were you nervous at all?
Nope. Not at all.
Not even a little bit?
Not at all. It's the cap. You got to remember that. So this past week, on October 1st, we celebrated International Coffee Day. Now, we know where the first Starbucks was invented, right? It was in Seattle, Washington. As a matter of fact, for breakfast today, I had a cup of Starbucks coffee and a Cinnabon. The Cinnabon also invented in Seattle, Washington. So with that being said, we know what major school is located in Seattle, Washington. It's the University of Washington. UW, baby. They got a night game this week, and I'm taking a -2.5 at home against Michigan. Give me those. Washington Huskies. Lay the points in a blowout. Washington over Michigan. Team can't throw the ball. This Washington team's angry. They're hungry. It's a night game. It's a purple out. It's a blowout.
I love it. Anything
Pacific Northwest. Eat that salmon, drink that coffee, and hammer those. Washington Huskies -2.5 out in Seattle. Michigan, you stink. Dave Portnoy, you stink. Give me those. Huskies, big.
Yeah, anytime you pick against Michigan, I will support that.
And Lee Corso, Lee Corso, what he always says, he's like, somebody knows something. So Michigan's number 10, yet Washington's -2. I'm that person who knows something, Lee Corso. It's me. Washington wins in a big way, baby.
Love it. Yeah, I'm 100% with you. That sounds like the perfect cap of the week. Guy doesn't miss.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it.
And if you get respect from Ziggy on these, that's a good cap.
Oh, yeah.
Because usually Ziggy doesn't agree.
That makes me feel good.
Wait,
The only one I've respected this year was the Bama pick.
Do you guys remember? Do you remember the 4 schools that were sailgating schools?
It's also a national chip revenge spot, by the way.
Do you remember that? Remember that trivia question from a while back? There are 4 schools in college that are sailgating, like where you have tailgates, but you go on sailboats.
Oh, was UW one?
UW was one of them.
Oh, they were one of them.
Remember the other ones?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't one of them like Oklahoma State or something? There's some bizarre Midwestern school.
I don't remember at all.
Or not Midwestern, but like Rust Belt school.
Yeah, huge save on the Midwest.
I remember this question.
I remember 2 of them. I think I got them. One was Pittsburgh, of course.
Oh yeah.
One was Baylor.
Huh. Okay.
Baylor's got the what rivers there?
The Mississippi River. I have no idea.
No, it's some river in Baylor. The Waco. The Waco
Oh,
River.
it's the
The
Waco
Waco River.
Okay.
And then I think who was the last one? Was it,
Mississippi River.
there was one more. It was Washington. It was Pittsburgh, Baylor, and
Wasn't it the Vols?
I think it was.
Oh, it was Tennessee.
I think it was Tennessee.
Rocket Top.
Yeah, I think it was Tennessee. We'll have to fact check that. But yeah, pretty. There's a great trivia question.
Yeah,
for people.
it's a good one.
All right, so there you go. There, the week 5. Week 5 preview show. little Jack Cap, a little Zigger Zag, some game picks, Devontae Adams talk. It was a pretty fun show. A long show. These guys can talk for a long, long time. Again, thanks everyone for listening. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.